All right. So, welcome back to another episode, I guess, of the Our Life series. This is Zane with you. My wonderful wife, Paria, is not here. She's in the office working. But I want to talk today, this video. Come here, Mooney. I want to talk in this video about living in the moment and how I think that a lot of my life since coming to Erbil has been a lot of living in the moment. There's been a lot of, how do I say, kind of instability in my life, especially being here in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. And, every day here, there's something new. We go from day to day, not knowing if the political situation is going to be the same the next day, tomorrow, what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen, next month. We really don't know. And I think when certain amounts of instability are in your life, because where I come from, the United States, kind of you wake up every day and it's all the same, I know it's a little bit crazier in the United States these days, but you can pretty much bet in, let's say Texas, that if you're going to wake up the next day, there's not going to be a coup or, ISIS isn't going to come attack and, you're not going to have, craziness, mass influx of IDPs, fleeing, sectarian violence and, warfare, et cetera, et cetera. So you can pretty much, have that stable life and, you don't really need, in my opinion, to live in the moment as much. But here, I've definitely known and have seen myself living in the moment a lot, and I want to kind of talk about that in this video. I just decided 5 minutes ago, before I hit record, to make this video about living in the moment, and I think it's really important that if we go through life, we should plan things for sure. I always like to have, a plan for what's ahead. But I also think that when we want to do things, we should not only plan, but we should also, live in the moment so that we don't limit ourselves for, possible things that we can achieve. I think a lot of times, like, especially, let's put it in perspective with this channel. I'm making all these videos, uploading a lot of content, and really just living in the moment. I mean, there's a plan, but there's not. It's a lot of impulse. It's a lot of, an end goal, but how I get there in achieving, a good channel that people like to watch, people like to, know about us and our lives. A lot of this comes from just, having an idea and just going with it, being in that moment. And, I think a lot of times we don't really realize how special things are in our lives. We go day to day, we do things, and then we look back 5 years ago and it's like, wow, I can't believe I did that. I lived in Erbil, I rescued a bunch of cats. I got married to somebody from Iran. I had a baby, maybe 2 babies. We do all these things. In retrospect, it's special. And we sometimes might regret maybe not documenting or not taking as much time in those moments where, we don't really think things are too special. And in my opinion, we don't take enough time to just kind of encapsulate and, make these memories last forever. Because we only live one time, obviously. And there's not a lot of, how do I say it? Like, there's not a lot of chances really to go back and find those pictures, videos, as we want to remember them. And I try to make these videos and talk about my feelings, how my wife and I, how we feel about things. We're very new to this whole YouTube thing, but I think that when we look back, and sometimes we might be embarrassed about uploading a video. Maybe I don't say things as well as I want to. Maybe I sound like I'm rambling and not making much sense. But in the long run, I'm going to be, 35 years old, 40 years old, look back on these videos and have some really fun times watching these. You know, my wife and I, we're gonna hopefully grow old together, and having these videos will be really amazing for us. You know, when our kids are grown up. I mean, she's 8.5 months pregnant. She's 38 weeks pregnant right now, and you know, these are days. I mean, every minute that goes by, she could go into labor, and I might be going to the hospital. So, you know, I want to try with this channel to live in the moment, make videos when I feel like making them. Don't, you know, have the whole that idea concept of, oh, I have to plan it, I have to write a script, you know, I have to know what I'm going to talk about, because I don't think that those things should be, you know, pre-qualifiers to when should I make a video. I think that if I want to make a video, I'm going to hit the record button and I'm going to start making that video, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. And if it doesn't get views, screw it. At least I, as Zane, am going to have that video for the future, for, you know, my own memory, my own knowledge, my own, you know, collection, as you could say. Each video I add to YouTube is like, you know, getting maybe a coin in a coin collection, or a stamp in a stamp collection. So I just want to, you know, say that living in the moment for me, especially being here in this unstable place, you know, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with politics, with the geopolitical situation, federal Iraq, you know, Iran, Turkey, Syria. So things are always kind of up in the air here. And I think when things are like that, it is a little bit easier, at least for me, to live in the moment and just kind of do things when I want to do them. You know, the whole concept of planning is good. It's good to have a plan, but exactly how to get there, I, you know, never truly really map it out. And just living in the moment, I'll say it again 100 times, has really been good for me, because I've done a lot of things that maybe I wouldn't have done otherwise if I said, okay, well, I should plan this, you know, maybe I should think about this a little bit more, you know. And I'm not talking about reckless things, but you know, it's definitely interesting. And yeah, so I don't really know what else to say, but I just wanted to talk and make a video, and, you know, just, I don't know, add to my collection of videos of me, my life, my wife and I, our families beginning, and it's really special. And I feel like if I didn't just say, you know, Zane, go out to the kitchen, set the camera up on a tripod, and just start talking. I feel like if I didn't say to myself, you know what, just do it, dude. Like, don't even, you know, think about what you're going to really talk about, just have an idea. If I didn't think to myself, well, you know what, dude, you just got to do it, live in the moment, I probably wouldn't come out here, and I probably wouldn't say these things. And then 5, 6, when I'm 35, 40, you know, as I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't have this to think about and look back on. So maybe it is a little bit embarrassing, like if I watch it tomorrow or next week, or if my friends watch this and they're like, oh, Zane, like, you know, what are you doing, man? Like, you're like talking all this, you know, craziness about your future and like living in the moment, and you sound like you're rambling and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, that's fine. I'm willing to deal with that, to have this, you know, amazing collection of my life encapsulated in, you know, just made permanent by these videos. And it's something special, I think, that I'm really going to be proud of in the future. You know, I think that it's going to be great to have all this documented. My children can watch these videos, you know, to see who their father was, who their mother is, and it's really a good thing. So I'm going to keep living in the moment, and maybe my wife wants to live in the moment too. Paria, Junam, behind ya. Yao.
Oh wow, look who's sitting here.
Moon took your spot. I don't think the camera can see her. Maybe it can. Let me see.
Hey Mooney. Good morning.
So I just talked a whole bunch about living in the moment, and telling whoever is going to watch this about how if we, you know, think about things too much and we don't just say, let's do it, that it kind of hinders our ability to do what we want. And I think I was talking about, like, with this video, I said, I'm going to go make a video. And I just did it. And that was kind of living in the moment.
That's one of the secrets you're revealing.
Secrets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Secrets of men who make women fall in love with them. Like me. That's one thing I fell in love with you for.
Yeah.
Because you just do things.
Just do it?
Yes. I mean, it's just like so different than what I do. I keep thinking, I keep saying, shall I begin now? Shall I start now? Shall I do it later? What do I need to start?
Yeah, well.
What should I do before I start?
We're all different, and that's great. Being different makes us unique, special, beautiful. But sometimes just doing it is good, right? Like, we just make a video, we just take the cat out of the street and rescue her. We just do things and we put up with the consequences later.
You, not we.
Me,
Yeah.
but me and you.
But you complete me.
Yeah.
If we both were like me, we would never ever start anything.
We'd be trying to figure out exactly what to do every step of the way.
Perfect moment to start looking like.
But I guess that's one of the things that makes us stronger together. We Pari and I are pretty opposite, I guess, when it comes to this. But they do say opposites attract, right?
Yes.
That's one of those sayings.
And they complete each other.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that, because Pari and I, we have a lot of differences, but these differences don't push us apart. They just help keep us together, and we understand those differences. I mean, we've been together 3 years. That's a pretty long time. We're married. We have a kid. Hopefully gonna have her soon.
See?
She's, as I mentioned, 38 weeks pregnant, and
Today I turned 2.
it was today?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So a trip to the hospital might be imminent. But yeah, I mean, it's just, living in the moment, planning things. It comes together in this nice planning and living in the moment
What do you think
type
they
thing.
say? I found my better half.
Yes, because you're my better half.
You are my better half.
But let's not get too sappy and emotional on this. I don't want people
I
to
am.
get
You know
cringe.
I'm pregnant. All I think about is emotions, relations.
So yeah, what do you want to say? What do you want to talk about?
What did you talk about? All this?
Just kind of living in the moment, and I talked a lot about a little bit about these videos. We might be embarrassed if we watch them now, like in the present, in the moment, but
Sometimes I am.
in the future, 5 years from now, we're gonna look back at this video and we're gonna laugh and we're gonna love it. It's gonna be great, and it'll be something our kids can remember us by.
I think you're right.
And I think it's like I called it earlier, like a collection, a collection of videos in like this larger thing. So, yeah.
Well,
Anything else you want to say?
As I'm sure he said, he's doing things at the moment, and for this I need some practice, because it's really handy sometimes. It comes handy. Sometimes you just don't have time. Sometimes you just don't need to think about something. You just need to do it. And I think I need some, practice, or to be always with him.
But you don't have to always live in the moment.
No,
It's good to-
seriously, starting things for me is like the most difficult part of anything. If I want to put percentage, the start of anything is like the 80% of that thing for me.
the
And then
doing
once
is-
it starts, then it goes, and it never stops. But I think for you, it's much easier.
Yep, and I'm always there to help you on the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, guys, live in the moment. We're gonna try to keep
If you need
posting.
some tips, contact this guy.
We're gonna try to keep posting videos and not watch them, but watch them in like 10 years. So you guys can watch for us, and because I'm not gonna watch this for like probably ever.
Same here.
And that's what's gonna make it like a surprise in the future. Is
Yes.
it's there, but we're not gonna watch it, and you know it's.
But you can watch it. You can comment on it. We will be happy to read this.
And I don't think I would have gotten this idea of not watching it now and waiting if I didn't live in the moment and just make this video. So
Yeah, and that's one other thing. We just don't want to edit the videos and
yes,
keep saying, oh, we should delete this part, we should
Exactly.
keep this part. That part is,
I'm a strong believer, especially for YouTube and for amateur YouTubers like us, that editing videos is a waste of time. Putting them together, like just throwing them, all the segments we took into like the video editing app and hitting export, save to camera roll or whatever, that's fine because you need to do that to put it all together. But this type of video, I'm not going to go and edit out like, oh, I didn't like what I said. I'm not going to sit and rewatch it 4 times. I'm literally going to hit the not record button, stop recording, and then upload it to YouTube. Khalas, that's it.
yes.
So
Which is another practice of just doing things
that's right.
and not be always a perfectionist.
That's right. Yeah, let's say bye, guys. We're gonna end this one.
Bye.
Bye bye.